Benzema. Seen off by Piqué.
Just at the other end of the field, there was a lovely bit of skill from Marcelo in a tight corner. And that's been noticeable. The crowds here really appreciate that kind of magic. A chance for them to see their heroes in action, and I've said it before, I think the players can only respond to this kind of encouragement.
Brilliant from Denis Suarez, but his move brought to an end by Jesus Vallejo. Here is Isco. Sets up Gareth Bale, Benzema back post, deflection on that. Had Cillessen worried just for a moment in terms of where that ball was in relation to the left-hand post.
Yeah, Bale getting into it a lot more now.
Isco and Bale maybe battling for that one position. Nacho keeps it in the danger area. And then Piqué's clearance off Nacho and behind for a goal kick. Very different, and I guess maybe Zidane, depending on the game or how he wants to use them. Gareth Bale, direct, strong runner. Likes to go around the outside. Isco, more technical. Likes to play more on the inside. Would you have a preference?
I think both of them, or anyone in this Real Madrid team, will play better when Cristiano Ronaldo is on the pitch. And he's due back ahead of their first competitive game on August 8th.
Neymar. Denis Suarez does get it under control. He's got options on the inside. Alcacer was waiting for it. Suarez again, lovely turn away from Marcelo. Beating him all ends up there.
I wasn't dodging the question though. I think Isco's underrated, and Gareth Bale at times can live off his reputation, but I just think injuries have really disrupted him, and if he gets a good season, it'll be really important again for Real Madrid if he gets an injury-free season, that is.
Plus, you'd imagine from on high as well, there is the pressure to play a Gareth Bale when you pay that money to bring him in. As you said, Isco maybe suffers a little bit for not being one of the Galacticos, as it were. Real Madrid with a man down. Carvajal has had a very eventful evening. You've seen the young right back, Ashraf Hakimi, Madrid born, but the Moroccan international gets some minutes on this tour as well. You've seen him, Mark?
He was excellent against Manchester United. Really, really good. He changed the flow of that game. Not as effective against Manchester City. He came in a difficult situation. Well, already a couple of goals down. And you can just see the enthusiasm. A bit like Phil Foden, the 17-year-old from Manchester City. Just willing to try things, and if it doesn't work, they go again. Just positive in everything they do.
Guardiola's praise was, well, it was fulsome, wasn't it?
I think it's justified. Foden was really, really good. That first game against Manchester United, a difficult one for him. And he was brilliant.
And we will be seeing some of these Real Madrid youngsters now who are going to get about 20 minutes. Changes also on the Barcelona side. Just saw Javier Mascherano come on a moment ago. Lucas Digne for Jordi Alba in the left back position. Digne will be looking to pressurise Alba. Did get his opportunities last season when Alba had the hamstring injury. Carlos Alenya, the well-regarded young midfielder, on for Barcelona. Sergei Samper as well. And it looks like Arda Turan, the Turkish veteran, will get some minutes as well.
Yeah, that's the thing about Barcelona that I was trying to say. spent a lot of money last season. Dean, another one who came in and didn't really contribute as much as he might have. 16.5 million euro.
He's got to try and stake a claim for the left back for France as well, doesn't he? With Kurzawa and Mendy and Evra and so on and so forth. They've got a few.
Got a few. I think Benjamin Mendy will hold that role for the World Cup.
So all change for the last 16 minutes plus stoppage time here. Arda gets his first touch. Dani Ceballos, who you mentioned earlier on, also into the action, this highly touted young midfielder. Tidied up by Theo Hernandez. Young Frenchman. His brother Lucas has played in a Champions League final. Through the ranks at Atletico Madrid, both born in Marseille when their dad Jean-Francois was playing there. But these are the minutes that worry the managers, or the moments that worry the managers when the injuries come.
That's very bad news for Dean. He's seconds on the pitch and looks in real
that left knee. Let's have a look again. Or maybe just a contact injury, maybe just the studs of Dani Ceballos caught him, and that's good news really. It's not a twist, more of an impact injury.
Yeah, he'll be okay. Didn't look good for a moment there, but didn't catch his foot in the turf or anything. He should be fine.
Inside the last 15 minutes, helter-skelter first half, 2-2 at half-time, just the one goal in the second half from Gerard Piqué as it stands. First Clásico blood of the season will be drawn by Barcelona. Down the middle towards Alcacer.
Apparently the last one that was played abroad, 1982 in Venezuela, was more of a second-string lineup for both sides. It was played post-season ahead of the World Cup in Spain.
Denis Suarez digs out a cross. Here's Arda Turan.
Real Madrid won that game, sorry, thanks to Vicente Del Bosque goal.
Del Bosque just adding it up the other day. Zinedine Zidane, the 13th manager since Del Bosque. They had to work to find a replacement for the great man. Barcelona win the corner. It's a pressurised job. We've seen Real Madrid hierarchy pull the trigger pretty quickly when it's not been working. But you just wonder, Zidane, with that playing pedigree, everything that he's done, was always going to be able to buy himself some time, settle into how he wanted the side to play. There goes the hard-running Hernandez, dragged back. And Sergi Samper just into the action, picking up the yellow card. Spent last season on loan at Granada, featured pretty prominently.
Yeah, Real Madrid spent a fair chunk of money on Theo Hernandez, 30 million, but already looking a good acquisition. He won the penalty in the 1-1 draw against Manchester United.
What's interesting is that he and the number 18 out there, Marcus Llorente, both on loan at Alaves last season. Alaves, the only visiting side to win at the Nou Camp, and they also played in the cup final. That didn't go so well for them.
26.
But to have that experience as a young player, to be in an away side, to go to the Nou Camp and win, it was September of last season. What an achievement for them. Isco, nice ball out to that far side. Here is Hakimi, who we were speaking about a few moments ago. Just 19 years of age, already capped at senior international level by Morocco. Looks big and powerful.
Just going back to Alaves, it's good reason perhaps why Zidane's son Enzo has joined them. Their success with youth players last season.
just wonder what it was with Lucas Zidane then. Was it just growing up? He was the one who was putting goal. Everyone else played outfield, and that's where he ended
Someone
up.
had to.
Somebody had to go and goal, I guess.
Exactly. He hasn't got any minutes on this tour. Pretty much the only player in the 26-man squad who didn't. Number 32 to watch out for is Oscar Rodriguez. I mentioned before, he scored at the last kick of the game against Manchester City, a shot from way out. No chance for the keeper.
Just turned 19 as well. And these young players, they wouldn't feature in the competitive Clásicos, as it were. So to get this chance here, what a moment in their young careers. Denis Suarez turns it on for the pacey Nelson Semedo, gets his cross in, breaks off Vallejo, tidied up by Ceballos. And here is Oscar.
I think Zidane respecting the fixture and protecting some of the younger players. He has introduced them, but not quite as early as in previous matches.
I think it was always going to be the case tonight. No way through for Lucas Vázquez, but fouled. Mascherano, who did finally score for Real Madrid. Penalty against Osasuna. Back in April, it's 1 goal in 322 appearances now since his arrival for Liverpool. When you've got that 3 up the other end, when you don't really need to be contributing in terms of goals. Here's Isco! A super effort, and Cillessen plunging to his left-hand side. It's a terrific save.
Yeah, a bit of a lull in the game with all those changes. The crowd nearly brought back to life by Isco. Went close actually with a similar effort against Manchester City in the first half, when it was 0-0 in that game.
As we were saying in the first half, of when he came on, those the areas where he really can come alive. Here he is again, eyes on it all the way. There was a game towards the end of last season, was it maybe Sporting Gijón away? He just came up with a late winner. And just some of the skills, some of the ability, some of the technical skills he showed in that game were just a joy to watch. Nelson Semedo. Press back, but winning the throw.
He got 10 league goals last season, Isco. There's 1 goal in the Champions League. Sealed the deal for Real Madrid in the semi-final against Atletico Madrid.
And it showed someone else, rather than Ronaldo, would score in those games as well. I'm sure Ronaldo, wherever he is keeping an eye on this. So his teammates are doing. Wicked cross whipped in by Hakimi. And Barcelona playing their way out of a tight situation. Arda pinned by Vallejo, but a bit too close. Intentions. Vallejo and Arda.
Arda Turan with just club football to concentrate on now. 97 caps for Turkey. He had an altercation with a journalist.
On the flight, wasn't it?
Yeah. After a 0-0 draw in Macedonia.
You've got to keep the journalists and the players separate, Mark, haven't you?
Well, I think we learned some harsh lessons in Ireland about that. 2002 World Cup, there was 1 or 2 issues. Apparently Turan has no regrets. He's retired. That's it. I'm not putting up with it anymore, whatever happens.
There was no one backing down in that argument. He's a terrific player, as a young player with Galatasaray. Handed the armband there at a young age. Had a very good career for himself, Arda Turan. Closing on, but he won't reach 100 caps now, as you said. He's on 97, unless he performs a U-turn.
It's good news for Barcelona if he rediscovers some of his previous form. Hasn't really been at his best since moving from Atletico Madrid.
He's an interesting one as well, isn't he, in terms of the fit with Barcelona and where he plays. Not a pacey player, and again a tricky player. Vázquez dancing in off that right-hand side, sets up Ceballos! Oh, just for a moment he was dreaming top corner, and grabbing the headlines, Dani Ceballos. An arcing effort that had Silicon certainly worried here.
Yeah, I thought that was in. Smashed off the boards at the back as well.
What a goal that would have been. They brought him in on a 6-year contract from Real Betis. Seasoned under-21 international, under-19 winner with Vallejo a couple of years ago.
And lots of clubs in for him. He told his agent Real Madrid were the only one he wanted to negotiate with, because Zinedine Zidane was his idol growing up.
There's lots of players in that boat, isn't there? But not many actually get to make that move. You would love to see Zidane on the training pitch, wouldn't you?
He's still got it, I'm sure.
Denis Suarez to take the corner. Real can smuggle it clear. There's Alenia. Semedo back out to Suarez again. Lovely touch on the inside, away from Borja Mayoral. Breaks kindly. Oh, and a big deflection on the effort of Carlos Alenia. He's come all the way up through the ranks, joined the club as an 8-year-old, has captained the underage sides all the way up as well. Always a good sign of not just ability but of character in a player.
A good strike this, closed down quickly by Vallejo and Nacho. Get the sense the crowd want at least one more goal before the end.
Suarez on corner kick duties again, headed away by Marcos Llorente. Sergio Roberto, have to go back to Dean, and across to Mascherano. Valverde with the call to make it centre half as well. You'd imagine Piqué will be the step. And then do you go for Mascherano, or do you go for the natural left-sided option that Umtiti provides?
It's a good problem to have. Mascherano's been around a long time, but only turned 33 in June, so still at least another year or two left.
Look at his international record as well. I think he's only 7 behind Zanetti now at this stage.
136 caps, I think it is. Not bad.
Might prompt Zanetti out of retirement if he starts getting much closer.
I'm sure he'd trade that though for a World Cup winners medal.
That's the one when you look at the players that Argentina have. It's this amazing golden generation. They've got to get it done, don't they?
Have to get there first. Still a bit of work for Argentina to do in qualifying.
South American qualifying is fraught with danger. Was it Uruguay a few seasons ago had to go into the playoffs against New Zealand? Not exactly what you want at the end of a grueling campaign. Alenia, just watching him, another who just plays with his head up all the time. Lovely change of direction from Sergei Samper. Done too much on the pass out to that left-hand side.
I'm just thinking it's been a great tour for Ernesto Valverde. Thanks to Messi, Suarez, and of course Neymar. 3 wins from 3 matches. It looks like it's going to be.
From Valverde's point of view now, he's of course waiting. I wonder how much he knows in terms of the Neymar situation, because if that changes and we're getting ever closer to the start of the season, then there's got to be a reaction from Barcelona to it. And if you're the manager sitting there, you can only wait and see what happens, like the rest of us.
What can still happen? For a month of the transfer window to go. And will Real Madrid make a change or two as well, having lost Morata and James Rodriguez.
Obviously had the Pepe situation covered, and you know, the longer he was there, the less he was playing. With you've got Varane, you've got Nacho as well, who saw a lot of game time. Here he is, saw a lot of game time last season. Served his apprenticeship, had to bide his time to get in. Nacho still consider himself, and we still consider him one of the young players, but he's 27 now. I'm sure he feels this is the time in the career where he's got to make an impact. Is backing himself, just running out of pitch. Nacho takes it quickly. Ceballos knocks it off Isco. On the inside is Marcos Llorente. To put some width on it. Lucas Vázquez. Down, Barcelona can clear.
Real Madrid's not like losing for the second time in a row, and a third if you count the penalty shootout defeat against United, but they do have another game on the US tour to get things right against the MLS All-Stars in Chicago on Wednesday.
Barcelona will head back home. They've got Gymnastic August 4th and Chapecoense in what will be a very emotional friendly game. That's on August 7th. As we said, those two Super Cup meetings coming up August 12th and 15th. First leg, Barcelona will have home advantage. We're already looking forward to it. Isco. So whip it in low, half a clearance. Isco looking for another on this tour.
Yeah, over 20 goals for the under-19s last season. Free kick specialist. He's shown what he's capable of. One or two of those players, I think, are ready to make the step up and get some game time in La Liga next season.
Oscar again. Ceballos. Brings it out to the far side, not enough on it though, and Arda's header. Hakimi. Llorente. And Ceballos, a chance for Mayoral. And the final chance maybe to tie it up and send it to penalties for Zinedine Zidane's side.
Yeah, I mentioned this the last day. I think Mayoral just needs a goal to get going. He had a difficult time at Wolfsburg. They had a terrible season. Just stayed up after a relegation playoff.
And you think that they were a side who gave Real Madrid plenty to think about over two legs in the Champions League. Sergei Samper as Barcelona look to pass their way to full time, and they've done it. In the first Clásico of the season goes Barcelona's way. Second half never really lived up to the high points of the first. But it's a Gerard Piqué goal 5 minutes into that second period that decides it. And for Ernesto Valverde, one Clásico, one win. Well, it's been a great night for Miami. Hard Rock Stadium that has got to host this tonight. And it's those in attendance of a Barcelona persuasion who will have enjoyed it most.